Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we'll be creating a purple set, and we've got a little twist today because we'll be using some stamping and we've just got a wide variety of things going on in today's design. So starting off, we've got a Madam's Glam Daddy's Girl gel polish, and it's a beautiful color. Love it. I just feel like I love all colors, so I'm sorry if I'm always saying they're all beautiful because I think they're all beautiful. So this is going to be the darker color of today's gel polish choices. Here we've got 3007 from Cloud Beauty, and it's just like the perfect white. The perfect. They have another shade of white, but this one is the whitest white, and the other one is a bit more of like a darker white. Here is a purple. I think it said 11303 is the shade, but it's a very beautiful purple, like a pastel-y, candy-like purple, I would describe it as. So now that I've showed you guys all the gel polishes I'll be using, it is time to apply our base colors down. So right now we've got 2 white nails, and those nails will be our ombre nails. And we're going to have 1 full Daddy's Girl Madam Glam gel polish nail, and then we are going to have 2 of the candy purple that I've got here from Cloud Beauty. And then once I'm happy with those, I'll pop them into the lamp and I'll come back to you guys once the second layers are applied. And when it comes to the second layers, I only apply the second layer for all the colors excluding the white. So the white is just like a background color so that our ombres pop like a little dream. So they don't have to be perfect. So same thing like kind of applies. So if at any point you apply your white and it's patchy and it's kind of see-through, like don't worry about it. It's just kind of just to make the colors pop, and that's about it. So you don't see that, you know, it's patchy underneath. So once I'm happy with those, they're going into the lamp and you're about to see them done. There we go. So I've got 2 layers applied on the 2 purple. Well, I guess they're 3 purple, but different shades. So now it's time to sugar the nails. So here is some glitter I picked out that I thought was kind of the closest to the color I've got here. So we're going to sprinkle it on top of the wet layer. We have not cured those nails just yet, so it's going to basically act as our little glue to the glitter and just kind of embed it into the nail. So we're just going to sprinkle it on, grab something to tap away the excess, and here we've got our beautiful sparkly eye-catching nail. Ta-da! So now that that's done, it's time to work on our ombre nails. So this is my little sponge. I'm going to apply the 2 purpley colors we've got, the light one and the dark one. We're going to apply the darker shade at the top of the nail and then the lighter shade at the bottom of the nail. So yeah, so the way I like to ombre my nails is with a sponge and some clear acrylic. So I'm just dabbing away. The first layer is always super patchy. It's not very good, but wait for the second one. The second one is going to be so much better, and by the third it's going to be perfect. So I'm just sprinkling on some of my clear acrylic. Then we are going to pop this, well, yeah, we are actually. We're going to pop all of them into the lamp as the purples are not yet cured in the background as well. And then I'll show you guys me applying the second layer of the ombre, just to kind of show you guys the impact. I feel like the impact the clear acrylic really has on the ombres. And then I do apply a third layer, but I just do that one off camera, just because not much really changes when it comes to the third, because as you can see here, the second one is already super opaque. So the third one is just that finishing touch, any extra like little detailing you want to do. And when it comes to the sponge ombre, it's quite important to do a little bit of dabbing a bit higher up than usual and a bit lower down, just to mix those 2 colors in the middle. So make sure you do that, otherwise you're going to kind of end up with a fairly harsh line in the middle, which is of course not what we want. So once again, sprinkling a clear acrylic in between each layers. Once the acrylic is applied, straight into the lamp for a nice cure. And then by the third layer, once I do the ombre with the sponge, I don't put any more clear acrylic because I don't need it no more. It just goes into the lamp, and then we can crack on with our, you know, next nail design. So here it is, all nice and cured now. The ombre is looking beautiful. So now it's time for our stamping, and dear God, was it a little bit of a pain. So here we've got 2 of the colors we're using. I've got actually Born Pretty stamping polishes today. I love them very much. They're super pigmented and everything. Here we've got a Moyou London plate. It's a tropical collection, plate number 35. So we're going to mess about with that plate today. And I'm using my clear jelly stamper. And that's it really. So I decided to kind of incorporate those little dotted design on the plate today. So because the design is smaller, I had to do it in two tries essentially. So you'll see in a moment. I'm just going to stamp it on one of those light purple nails. But as you can see, it's only going to cover half of the nails. So we're going to have to restamp. This can be actually quite difficult if you've got like a very specific design, such as, for example, on the right hand side, second to last, like full cover design, those like lines, that would be quite difficult to double stamp on the nail. So whenever you're doing that kind of, if you've got like a long nail, just try and pick out a design that you won't have a horrible time doing, essentially. So now I'm stamping the other one, and you just cannot tell really where, you know, where the lines are, how it joined. There we go, beautiful nail, one done, and we've got one more to go. So for the other nail, I'm going to pick up those dots as well, but we are going to kind of get rid of a little bit of it and then stamp it in like a slanted way. So you see in a moment. Actually no, we're going to stamp it straight, but it's going to look like it's slightly slanted, which you will see in just a moment. So I'm going to pick it up, get rid of anything I don't like from the sides, and then here it is. So I'm going to kind of pick up the bits I don't want, and then I'm going to stamp it where I want it. So I'm going to kind of place it in the middle. There we go. That's what it's looking like. And as obviously, as you can see at the top, I missed a bit, so I'm going to have to restamp again and cover up the top, which you will see in a second. So I'm just kind of trying to fast forward this bit. So I kind of got rid of like the removal parts and all of that, because it's all just so competitive. Competitive? No, repetitive. So here's a little bit of it, and I'm going to stamp it away, and then job done. Looking good. So this is where it's going to get the most tricky. There's lines on this plate, as you can see right next to the design we were just kind of picking up, and I decided to pick up 2 lines on there, and this is like my 7th attempt. This was just so much more difficult than I was expecting. I just went off camera in the end. It was just really frustrating me, and I'm so sorry I didn't leave it on camera, but I probably shown you guys 7 times, and every single time I did it, it was wrong. So I was trying to stamp the lines as straight as possible, but they kept being wonky. Yeah, it's just a big mess, but this is what I wanted to do, those lines, and I feel like it's just such a cute little touch, and it really finished off that nail design. So that nail was completely done. We've got one very last step to do on that full dotted nail. So now that it is basically, you know, you don't need to cure it, it's a stamping polish, so it will just dry. I'm going to kind of very roughly pick up a nail art dotting tool and just kind of do like a circle in the middle of the nail. Not at all like a beautiful circle, it's very like, you know, messy circle, just because we're going to stamp some wording right in the middle of that, and I felt like it would be a really nice little touch to do a white background for that, just to kind of make it pop a little bit and just give it a little bit of an extra little touch kind of thing. So once I'm happy, this bit will have to be cured, of course, because this is gel polish. So once it's cured, we will stamp one last time, and then the stamping is done. And God, was I happy that the stamping was done. I just could not do it. It was just a massive pain. Let me know if you guys also struggle doing lines with stamping. You'd think it's so easy, like it's so much harder to actually draw a perfect line, but oh goodness, is it hard to stamp a line too. So this is the little wording I decided to pick up. It says somewhere on there. I just thought it was really cute with these little leaves and everything. So I picked it up. I'm going to place it as much as in the wood as I possibly could, and yeah, I quite like that I did the white there. It kind of makes the words pop there a bit more. So that's all the stamping done. I left it on the side for a little while just to finish up drying. I didn't want anything smudging, and now it's time to apply our top coat. So today's nail design is going to be matte top coated. This is the bit also where you can see the ombre nails are a bit grainy, but when you start applying your top coat, it just smooths everything out and it looks beautifully smooth. So in case you wanted to leave this nail design glossy, this is the last chance you can see it glossy, so you can kind of you know, see what it would look like when it's glossy. But we are going to matte top coat, so of course once it comes out of the lamp it will be matted. But yeah, I love that actually. You can actually see it glossy for a split second before you pop it into the lamp, so you can have a last minute change of heart and actually go for a glossy and just wipe away the matte top coat. So we're just going to apply that and then pop into the lamp, and the very last steps are going to be the crystals. So the crystal placement, fairly easy. We've got quite a few caviar beads involved today, which some of it I left, some of it I kind of just cut short just because I don't want to bore you guys, and it was just, you know, caviar beads are just very fiddly and just a lot going on. So the crystal placement is fast forwarded. So on one of the ombre nails, I decided to do like a little, I kind of wanted to mimic a little bit like a necklace, so that's why we're going to apply the rhinestone glue gel from the cart in like a necklace-like looking thing on the nail. And then from the necklace, we're gonna put some like AB shaped teardroplet kind of crystals. So we're just gonna apply that first. I am going to pick up the teardroplet first, and we're also going to be picking out some of those AB circular crystals. So we are going to place the biggest crystal possible in the middle. Well, possible, whatever you kind of want. And that wasn't my biggest crystal, there were bigger ones. And then basically from the center, you're going to have the biggest crystal, and the further away you're going to get, the smaller crystals you're going to pick up. And as you can see, I also placed that teardroplet crystal in the middle. And that's about it. So we're going to do that, pop into the lamp, and then I'll come back to you guys and explain the caviar bead process and what I ended up doing. Alrighty, so I'm about to finish this one up, pop it into the lamp. I'm so sorry, I feel like I was being super fiddly. Okay, maybe I was wrong. But before it goes into the lamp, I'm also going to place one more little circular crystal right there. And then here come the caviar beads, which were a big mess. And they're a bit stuck to one another because they kind of got mixed up a little bit with some rhinestone glue gel, which actually I don't mind, they're fine. So yeah, so now that it has been cured, I'm going to apply some of the rhinestone glue gel in between the crystals. Obviously this bit is a bit fiddly, and try and get the rhinestone glue gel not like too messy on the nail, because of course it's now matted. So once this gets cured and the rhinestone glue gel gets cured like above the crystals, you'll be able to tell that this bit is shiny and this bit isn't. So I try to be as clean as possible, but whenever that's not possible, after applying my rhinestone glue, my caviar beads, I go in with a lint-free wipe and some nail cleaner, and I just wipe away any glossy bits, and I try and get as close as possible, get rid of as much of it as possible, just to not ruin the look. And yeah, you're good to go, really. So this is the fiddly bit, caviar beads, and the fiddly and the horrible sometimes, but they make such a big difference in your nail design. So if you do have the time, do try and play about with them, do try and include them, especially in such a kind of simple crystal placement like today's. Those caviar beads really do add that extra little touch, that extra little like sparkle and addition, and I just really like it. Recently they've just been a little lovely addition to my crystal placements, although I absolutely hate filming them just because they're so fiddly. I can't really see well what I'm placing down, and I just don't know whether you guys are actually interested in seeing me putting down caviar beads, so I never know how much of it I should leave, how much of it I shouldn't. So in the moment there's another nail we'll place some caviar beads on, but I decided to cut that short for you guys, just to, not bore you guys too much, because it's already a 15-minute video, so I'm so sorry. It feels like they're becoming longer and longer sometimes. So I'm just going to finish this one up, and we are also going to place a caviar bead. Oh, I've already placed it right at the bottom, after the teardroplet at the bottom where that little crystal is. So that's in the lamp now. This is the nail, another ombre nail that we've got. We're just going to do a super simple crystal placement on the left hand side corner of this nail. So we're going to place a big crystal followed by two slightly smaller ones from either side, and we're going to leave it there, and then just pop the caviar beads in between the crystals, which I cut short. You would just see a little bit of it. I didn't finish it off camera. I mean, I did, but I just cut it. So you guys don't see that bit. I don't want to bore you guys. You kind of get the gist of the nail design anyways, and I'm sure if you look at a picture of it, you already kind of guess how I did it. So here's the big crystal in the middle, two of the same crystals on either side, and once again picking up a slightly smaller one, or a much smaller one, and placing that on either side as well. Here I'm checking if they're the same. And yeah, so now it's time for the caviar beads in between those crystals, and then that one's going into the lamp, and we're good to go. So I'll come back to you guys once the nail design is done. I'm showing you guys the final results. Alrighty, so here's the final results. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. I would love if you stayed, and hopefully I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys!